Thank you very much. Alongside Dave Poulin. So training camp underway for the Toronto Maple Leafs on Thursday. Medical's done, press conference done. GM Kyle Dubas and head coach Mike Babcock got to address the media, and Dubas wasted no time completely addressing Mitch Marner right away, saying today's the day. You want to ask me questions, ask me now, because after this, I'm not talking about it anymore. How do you feel about the way he addressed the media?
I think that's very optimistic for Kyle Dubas to think he's not going to talk about Mitch Marner until the day Mitch Marner signs. And he was asked if he learned anything about the Willie Nylander negotiations. He said he did. They started earlier with Marner. Well, that hasn't been fruitful because they don't have a deal yet. But he also said that he wasn't going to talk about it, or there was going to be no information from the team on a day-to-day basis, as there was with Nylander, seemingly constantly updates. Well, that's going to be the case. And, you know, when I look at the Willie Nylander situation, the information was coming from both sides. But all of a sudden, 2 days ago, we had numbers for Mitch Marner in terms on what he had been offered, speculated what he had been offered. So where did those come from? Did they come from the team? I'm not sure they came from the player's side, because it didn't make the player look great in that situation on what he had potentially turned down. But Kyle Dubas will continue to answer questions because they will be asked until the day Mitch Marner signs.
Dubas was then asked about captaincy. I mean, what is this team waiting for? What's the timeline? When do you think they're actually going to name a captain?
Well, I think they're very close, but he was almost caught off guard because there was a specific date attached to it. And the question was, will there be an announcement about a captain during training camp? He repeated the during training camp. So I think that caught him a little bit off guard. So maybe they have it planned between training camp and the start of regular season. Or maybe they haven't quite decided between three excellent candidates in John Tavares, Austin Matthews, and Morgan Rielly. And maybe there's still internal discussion and a final answer hasn't been made. I do think it will come before the start of the regular season.
And just to clear things up, preseason to you is not only training camp.
Oh, it's all of the preseason games.
All right. Mike Babcock was asked about his seat being a little bit hotter this year. He's got a new look Leafs team, and he's got a couple new assistant coaches. Do you think that helps alleviate the pressure or create more pressure?
Well, the pressure that Mike Babcock has is self-imposed. I mean, you know, he has not had playoff success here. He's had 3 good regular seasons, but he hasn't had playoff success. And no one will exert more pressure on Mike Babcock than Mike Babcock. But he's got 2 new assistant coaches in Dave Haxtell and Paul McFarland. That gives new sets of eyes, Tessa. That gives them a fresh look, fresh ideas, and it also pushes him in a different manner. But on opening night, most importantly, there may be as many as 12 different faces in the Leafs lineup, with no Travis Dermott, no Zach Hyman, potentially no Mitch Marner. That's a lot of change for any coach. Coaches like competition. 1 or 2 spots maybe, but not that much competition, because there are so many questions about who will be playing with whom, how it will all line up. He wants his players there.
Well, the Leafs are off to Newfoundland. They'll take to the ice on Friday. As always, thanks, Dave.